Welcome to the Next Level Podcast with Brian Daniels. Ooh, boom shakalaka.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome, everybody, to a brand new episode again of The Next Level. And if I didn't say it last episode, I'll say it on this episode. Happy New Year. Hope you guys are having a good one so far. It is 2025. And this is our 98th episode as we are two away now. We got two. We got one left. Then we're in our 100th episode. We hit triple digits. Which is exciting. Which was pretty damn cool. Yeah. So today on this episode, I'm joined by my podcast tag team partner, Josh Thunder Shaver. What's going on, Josh?
What's going on, Brian? Ready to talk about some things that I don't think we've even said the name of this episode yet.
No, we haven't.
I always give that away, so I'm not going to this episode.
That sounded very aggressive.
I know what it is.
Hi, I am here to podcast. Yes.
I'm here to podcast.
That's the energy I
podcast you to death.
Imagine being a thug in Gotham and Batman comes down. Listen to my podcast. Podcast of justice.
Listen to my podcast now.
The podcast of justice. That's the energy I'm bringing today.
That's the energy you're bringing today. And then, last but certainly not least, we've got the man who calls himself Big BS, Bryce Schumacher. What's going on, Bryce?
What's happening? I'm here, willing and able.
We're glad to have you here.
Glad to be here.
So, before we get into our main topic of discussion tonight, or today, or whenever, because you could be listening to this whenever, but
it's over the rainbow.
Tonight, but it's tonight for us. I said I had a question I wanted to ask you guys. Y'all don't know what it is. It's not a hard one today. I hope it's not hard. What all video games have you guys been enjoying so far lately? We all been playing.
So for Christmas, I got the Nintendo 64 controller for the Switch.
Okay.
And I've been going really hard on the N64 catalog.
Okay.
But, I think I'm about to completely finish Pokemon Snap.
Nice.
Yep.
Wow, that's what's up. Going a little retro. Okay.
And then I also got the Thing remake for the Switch too. So I've been going Switch heavy.
Hey, that's what's up. All right.
I was just
saying the Gollum game haven't started yet.
Some Switch games.
Yeah.
Okay. Bryce, what you been getting into lately?
I'm still working on Indiana Jones.
I noticed
I'm trying to 100% it. And that's where I'm at. And I'm almost there. I got like 4 achievements left. I'm in the last area.
Okay.
All the previous areas are completely finished. I'm this close to it. But I always hate trying to 100% games because it's like you go through that grind and you start missing the story. You're like, oh man, I really want some story shit to happen.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And you just keep putting yourself off because you're like, I might not be able to come back to this area. You know what I mean?
The area, yes.
Yeah.
And so that's where I'm at. I'm Indiana Jonesing it all the way.
You're jonesing it over. You're just jonesing over there. I got you,
Indiana,
man.
From Indiana.
Indiana. From Indiana. In Indiana.
Call yourself Indianapolis Jones.
Naptown Jones is what you should call yourself. But for me, man, it's been like a mixed bag. Kind of like an amalgamation of games. Y'all, if you don't know me, I play a lot of shit. I do.
You do.
Play a lot of stuff. I'm all over the board. I think so last year I challenged myself. I didn't tell anybody this. I didn't want to make a big deal of it. I turned 40 last year. And so right. So I wanted to challenge myself as a gamer. I didn't know if I had what it takes to still game. Because you get older and you're like, I don't know if I can do this gaming shit anymore.
Right.
And so last year in January, although I started the year off not 40, being as my birthday is about halfway through the year in May, I decided that I was going to see how much gamer score I can get in the entire year. And I've been really getting some gamer score. I think right now I've got about 3,000 this month, which is quite a bit.
Yeah,
that's a lot. That's a lot to get.
Are you close to like 100K on a year? I mean, that seems like a lot.
So last year I had my best year ever of gaming on Xbox.
Okay.
About 900 hours played. about 1,000 achievements earned. I had my highest year of gamer score in my entire 16 years of playing on Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
I got 41,400 something gamer score last year. Whew. That's a lot,
I mean,
dude.
that's big.
Yeah.
I mean, my total's like 140. I mean,
yeah, so I got about
and I've been on there
a fourth of your
about
yeah.
like the same amount of time.
And it's so funny because I'm going through my friends list and I'm like, and I got their gamer score last year and I got their gamer score last year, and I love that gamer score leaderboard. I challenge myself when I start to see some of you guys coming towards me. I'm like, I got to get my shit back up.
Yeah,
I do that.
I love it.
I
too,
do.
Yeah.
I pay attention to that shit. And I have a buddy of mine who I think he had noticed later in the year that I was doing that. And I kind of slacked off because I didn't have anybody really, I didn't think anybody was challenging me. And then I noticed he was. Shout out to my buddy Jake, by the way. He started doing it and I was like, in March, I had my best month ever. I got 12,000 gamer score in a month.
Woo. Nice.
Yeah, that's a lot, dude.
Do you have Game Pass? Because I mean,
yeah, I do. Yeah,
I was hoping you said no, because that would be even more impressive. Like if it was just like,
well,
just
don't get too excited because a lot of those games are those games that have like 4,000 gamer score and they're stupid stuff.
I'll do that. I do the same thing. I will search for the easiest game. I will Google what is the easiest achievement game on Game Pass.
So
right
I
now,
did that. So I did
and
that.
go milk it every day.
So there's a YouTube channel called Macca's Guide. Shout out to Macca, by the way. He doesn't know who I am, but that's fine. He has a channel called Macca's Guides, MAKA, and he literally has about 5 series of videos of every single easy Game Pass game. And I blasted through all those. Right now, I'm blasting through Minecraft, which has a total of 2,950 gamer score.
Yeah.
And there's actually an achievement world you can go into. It's hard as fuck to get into because everybody's in it all the time. So you got to literally keep trying to get into it, load it up until you finally get in. And once you're in, you better stay in because once you get out, it's hard as shit to get in.
I bet, yeah.
And literally the entire world, you just walk up to chest and achievements unlock.
Nice.
And it was so funny. I've never had
that's funny.
That sound go off 15 times in a row before.
Yeah.
And I've never gained, let's see, what was it? 2 nights ago in 24 hours, I had 56 achievements unlocked in a day. That's my record. That was my record.
I thought I was cool for getting 2 at the same time last night in Indiana Jones. I was like, let me see what achievements I got left.
So I'm looking at my gamer score. So right now, I have 60 achievements in Minecraft, and I got them all in 24 hours. And right now I'm at 1,290. So I still have about 1,060, about 1,600, 1,700 gamer score left to get in Minecraft. But this world is so easy because you go in and they just do everything for you. You go up to a chest, it gives you what you need.
It's got 100 diamond in it or whatever.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Oh, it fills requirements. Shit. Okay, I was about to say, how does that even work? Okay,
like one achievement's called On a Rail, and then there's another achievement called Visit All 42 Biomes in the game. That's a lot of biomes, by the way. Mm-hmm. So there's a place where it's just a roller coaster, and you get on a minecart, and it goes as you're on it. You get the On the Rail achievement, and you get the biomes. So I literally just sat there eating popcorn, watching myself go through all these biomes, and I got 2 achievements. Like,
okay,
fucking shit. Yeah. And I'm mad that I'm kind of mad I didn't do this last year because I was really trying to hit 50G in a year. I wanted to do that. I didn't hit it. And now I'm at 300 and what's my total gamer score right now? 352,183.
Nice.
So I want to hit 400K by the end of the year.
Wow.
I mean, you're double me. I'm at 147.
Yeah. So that's what I've been doing. And of course, there's games I want to play because I want to play, not because I just want achievements. So like right now, I'm trying to go through my backlog. So I've been playing Doom Eternal. I never finished it, so I'm going through that, which that of course is giving me achievements. So that's a bonus.
Yeah.
I'm pretty jaded towards Indiana Jones because there's an achievement that I can't get. It's glitched. It's the one where you have to get all the steelies in Gaza, and I have all the steelies, but I can't deliver them because I can't talk to the fucking delivery boy. It's glitched.
Is it a secret achievement?
No, it's not. It's part of the game. It's in your journal. It's a quest. Okay. It's in Giza.
I was gonna say I think I have it.
Yeah, I think you do. I only have like 5 achievements left.
Right.
I have in Indiana Jones, I've only got 7 achievements left to get. That's the only one I won't be able. That's the only one I can't get. I'd have to go through the entire game again and get all that shit again. I don't know if I want to do that right now.
Right.
So, other than that, I
I've got
1,000
5
gamer.
left
I
also,
did
yeah.
I did a complete 1,000 gamer score on Donut County, which is a fun fucking game. I recommend everybody playing. It's stupid
I did
easy to get
play
all
it.
the achievements in.
Oh yeah,
It
that
was
was one of mine.
Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, by the way. You want to hear something funny about Minecraft? Um, I could probably get about 30 gamer score in a month. So Minecraft,
Mhm.
if you get the achievements for so how Minecraft works, you know Minecraft's on everything, right? It's on PlayStation, it's on
Everything.
Windows, on Nintendo Switch.
Oh yeah.
You also know that you get gamer score for every single one of those versions of the game.
What?
Right.
They're
Yeah, I
separate.
remember
They're
the
separate.
360 is
So I
different
can load
than
it up
the
on my
Xbox
Switch.
One, and
I can load up on my Switch and get achievements on my Switch for Minecraft, and they're separate from the achievements I get from Xbox. So there's a
yeah,
trick where you load up. So you're probably thinking, well, fuck, you'd have to load up. You'd have to load up in that achievement world over and over again, wouldn't you? No. So if you load it up on your PC first, and it only works on PC, you're playing the because if you were to go to my gamer score right now, you would see that there's Minecraft for Windows and there's just Minecraft. Well, just Minecraft is the Xbox version, and there's Minecraft for Windows. Which if you look at it right now, there's no achievements. So what you do is you load it up on PC first if you can get in, which is harder because there's way more people that play on PC. Then you load it up on the other platforms. You log in on your other platforms as yourself, and there's this weird glitch that that Mojang has never patched yet, and they don't care about it,
right.
where you can literally load into your own friend, like load into yourself. It treats your separate login as another player, and so you can automatically load in because you're already in the game.
That's crazy.
So if I really wanted to if I wanted to take that much time, which I'm not going to right now, maybe one day,
Right.
which maybe towards the end of the year, if I'm trying to get 50,000 again, and I'm almost at 400K, I'll probably do that. I'd come in, I'd boot it up on my PC, get in, load it up on my Switch, load it up on my Xbox, load it up on my PlayStation, and I'll get all the achievements for all those games.
Yeah.
And now
Similar
what's
thing
cool,
happened.
and then what's cool is, hold on, what's cool is if I get, like, say I get it on my Switch and I'm already loaded in on all the other things, all the other accounts automatically get it too. They don't have to do it themselves. So so literally it'd be kind of funny to make me record a video of an achievement popping on like 3 different consoles at the same time. That's what happens. I'm not kidding.
No, yeah.
So yeah.
A similar thing happened to me on when GTA 5 upgraded between generations.
Yeah.
You pay like from 360 to the Xbox One, you get the upgraded version. And as soon as I logged in, I got all the achievements again for everything I'd already done because I imported my character imported my save file on the campaign. And so I just got like 1,000 points, almost instantly just for logging into it.
Well, that's like all the games on PS4 that have a PS5 equivalent, like Ghost of Tsushima.
Mm-hmm.
So I platinumed Ghost. So I platinumed. I platinumed it on PS4, and because on Sony treats it as a different trophy set, so when I loaded it on PS5, I got the platinum again and all those trophies again.
Nice.
Instantaneously. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, but outside of that, games I've been playing just for fun. I completed Donut County. I've been playing Doom Eternal. I haven't really touched the PlayStation whole lot. Oh wait, that's not true. I've been playing through the Dead Space remake. I never actually played that.
Oh, nice.
So that's what I've been playing. As like I try to have like a game from like every genre. So like my horror game has been Dead Space right now.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Life is Strange. I've gone through.
Yeah, I saw that. I never. I
started the beginning of it, and I'm going through all of them. You know what I mean? And
okay.
There was a new one that just came out a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And
I see you're playing the True Colors one. So that's the one that Square Enix gave me.
Yeah.
And I never got through it. And I'm probably going to go back to that and play that because it's on Xbox. And I'll get the achievements for that. So
that's good. And those are easy achievement games too, yeah.
Yeah, they're easy, like 1,000 gamer score. The other games I've been playing are Metaphor Fantasio. That's my RPG right now. It's such a stellar fucking game. And I've been playing Call of Duty because they've got a lot of really cool Squid Game stuff right now. You can actually play red light, green light, and it's the real red light,
Nice.
green light.
Hell yeah, that's actually dope.
Which is dope as fuck. So that's what I've been, that's kind of what I've been getting into. And as far as the Switch goes, I know this is going to kill you, Bryce. I still have not beat Tears of the Kingdom. I know
It's
I need
okay
to
because there's a lot of things to do in it to distract you from beating it.
And that's the thing. And I think that's what my problem is there's so many
I
games
put 100
have
some plus hours into it.
there's
I was
so
like,
many
okay,
games.
I'm ready to beat it.
Yeah, there's so many games that have so much stuff to do in it, and sometimes it gets overwhelming. And then you get to a point where you're like, I just want to beat this fucking game and get it over with now. You kind of lose the joy, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, you get tired of grinding all this small shit.
I
And
just
you're
want to
like,
fucking beat this game.
let's hear the end of the story. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just done. So
And
that's kind of where I'm
game.
at with Zelda. Where I'm at is I'm in the desert area, the Gerudo part. I've already done the other things. So
check this out. I let somebody borrow that game. How often do you hear that anymore?
Oh my God.
I let my coworker borrow a video game.
Borrow a video game.
Borrow a game. Did you write your name on it so he knows it's yours?
No.
Did you have friends that did that, by the way? I did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They wrote their name on the cartridge. Yeah.
My first girlfriend, I was very young and we lived in the same apartment complex and she had Friday the 13th on NES. I was like, you gotta let me borrow that.
Shit.
And she's like, okay. And she wrote her name on it. And then I ended up moving to back to Indiana with it. And I was like, oh, Diane. I still got your
that's how it was too. There was a friend I had named Philip back in the day, and he let me borrow TMNT for the NES. And by the way, if you let your friend borrow that game, you were a shitty friend. That's a hard fucking game for any kid to play back then.
Hard fucking game.
You're not gonna.
So I remember borrowing it, and I think he moved away and he never got it back. And I remember like one day going, "Oh, Philip," like because he wrote on the back
right there. Yeah.
Right there. Or I don't know if you remember.
Same with Friday the 13th. That was a hard game. You couldn't beat it. It was impossible to beat.
Did you ever go to your friend's house back in the day and you and your buddy were picking out a game to play? And sometimes you wouldn't necessarily play the game together, you take turns, right?
Yeah.
And you're going through your friend's games. And you pull out one, it's got like a fucking Blockbuster logo on the back or a video update.
Oh, right. It's got the little barcode.
Yeah, they never took the game back. They kept it.
The good old days, huh?
I had a few of those games in my collection. The games I never took back. Actually,
the games that I had a lot of those taken back.
I had a lot of those games in my collection as an adult. Remember Redbox? I never took half those fucking games back to the machine.
Redbox.
And I will gladly admit that I committed multiple crimes. I used to trade those games in too. It's okay. Redbox is dead. They can't do anything to me. But yeah.
Yeah.
I used to
statute of limitation.
I used to trade those games in all the time. Because like Disc Replay, God love them. They didn't care if it had the Redbox logo on it. They just thought you bought it.
Yeah, they'll peel it off.
They thought I did. Unbeknownst to them, but I'm sure we've all crimed a time or two when we were kids, right? Anyway,
I'm not gonna get into mine. A lot worse.
Next
than
episode,
that.
we talk about the life and crimes of Bryce.
No, but we have a different name. Like, here's our special guest, Senor Chang.
He has to get in character. It's like Michael Scott from fucking Office. I mean, I was in prison once. Yeah,
Right.
Where's the?
It's just a character.
Where's the do-rag?
You can't charge me with that. It was a character. That's comedy.
I had to fight the Dementors. Let me tell you something. Anyway, let's get into our topic for discussion tonight. So we're talking about it's 2025. I almost said it's 1985. It's not. God, Jesus.
It's not, because that's the year we're talking about.
It's 2025, right. And we are going to be talking about. Bryce had a really good idea that we talk about video games that are celebrating their 40th anniversary, which that was the year of 1985, where I was a wee lad of 1 year old.
Yeah.
And
Me too.
That's hard to believe. Good God.
And
fucking old.
And
fucking
these games, I mean, some of these games are still around today. Paved the way
And
for
a lot of these
my
games,
love of gaming.
and a lot of these games we still enjoy. However, I almost forgot to do this before we get into that. We're gonna do a sponsored ad. Jesus Christ, I almost forgot to do that too.
That's right.
There we go. So before we get too deep into this, let's talk about our sponsor for the day. It's ExpressVPN. If you don't know what a VPN is, it's a virtual private network. It'll help you from getting your social security number stolen, your credit card, bank account, all those things you just don't want anybody to have. It's also great for protecting you from a designated denial of service attack, also known as a DDoS if you're playing video games. It also, protects your IP address, which is that thing you don't want just anybody to have to know your location. It's also great for being able to, get access to like other versions of Netflix. For instance, WWE. Here's the joke. I'm bringing up wrestling in some way every time. WWE is now on Netflix, and so if you're in Canada, you can access all of the stuff if you want to change your VPN to Canada. Or allows you to access other countries' versions of of those apps you love to use. Right now, thanks to ExpressVPN for partnering up with our podcast, The Next Level, you can go to expressvpn.com/the next level, and right now you can get 2 years. You can get 28 months for the price of 2 years, which is as low as $4.99 a month right now if you go to expressvpn.com/the next level. Or you can do the deal they've always done with us, which you can get 15 months for the price of 12 months, which comes down to $6.67 a month. So there you go. So go to expressvpn.com/the next level right now. Sign up for that and keep yourself protected from all the bad guys while you're trying to take out the bad guys. See what I did there? Anyway, let's get into it. Now we can talk about So it's 2025. Does it ever say that? It's 2025. 2025. 2025.
2000.
2025.
2000. There it is. Yeah. And 40 years ago was 1985. And I was but 1 year old. And some of us probably wasn't even born yet, right, Josh?
Yeah, you old fuck.
Right. So anyway,
fucks. It's two of us here. I'm older
fucks.
than him.
We're both fucks. We're both old fucks. Okay, I'm not the only.
Yeah, but I'm the grandpa here, so think about that.
Don't put me
right?
down.
He really is.
You young old bastard. You. Anyway, so
right.
I'm looking through this list, man. A lot of things came out. But let's talk about. I kind of wanted to do something fun, and I wanted to talk about the year of 1985 in gaming. Right, because we're doing this, right? 1985. When it comes to video games, let me pull that up here.
It was kind of a big year,
and it was a big year. You had, of course, Super Mario Brothers. I think everybody knows what that is.
Yeah, that's like one of those games that everybody knows.
Yeah, it came out in 1985. Let's talk about Mario, man. Mario, what an iconic, probably one of the most iconic, if not the most iconic
video game characters,
character of all time.
Sure.
What does Mario?
Most generic video games.
I mean, the name Mario.
Were Mario.
The name Mario is just synonymous with video games now. Like if you you meet some guy named Mario, you'd be like, "Oh, it's your brother Luigi." It's just in our head.
Now, Luigi has a whole different meaning now. But anyway,
Luigi.
Luigi does not mean Luigi what we know anyway. But what does Mario mean to you guys now? What's taking a look back and now, do you guys still like playing Mario games?
So listen. Go ahead, Bryce.
I was just saying, I do. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. When I was a kid, like one of the only things that the family could sit around together and do together was Mario for the Super Nintendo. I don't know why we could never do anything else together. That was the only thing everyone could do.
Which Mario was it? Mario World?
Mario World for the Super Nintendo. Yeah, and then Super Mario All-Stars as well.
Okay, great choice. It's a great game. Yeah.
But Mario World specifically, that's one that during COVID lockdown, me and my roommate
Yeah.
Started it up and played it. My roommate that I had before that, at one point in time, we did an entire playthrough of Super Mario. Like we throw money together and bought this Nintendo and game
Yeah.
cartridge separate discreetly. At different times in my life, I've gone through and just replayed Super Mario World. Um,
Yeah.
right now, I just got the Switch last year, and the first thing I did was play through Mario Land 6, the 6 golden coins.
That's just a fantastic game.
Right there, all of the not all the Mario games are bangers, but
No, they're
like,
not.
no,
The
I
majority.
definitely started saying something false, but no, I really like, a lot of my favorite Nintendo games are just Mario games. They're just fun
Yeah.
games, it's
Yeah.
I'm a Mega Man guy at heart, but also
Sure.
Luigi's my dude.
Yeah.
If we want to be real specific about the whole, what does Mario mean to me? Luigi's my brother of the two. Um,
Gotcha.
I like a lot of the games, but my family still plays like Mario Party still. I just
Yeah.
got Rachel the Mario Party Jamboree for Christmas. We haven't gotten into the like Mario Party stuff yet because you said there's a single mode that she's got to do first. So when she finishes that, we're playing some new Mario Party. It's going to be great.
There's a lot of
Okay.
iconic characters in the Mario series.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you had like
and
Bowser.
they're all
And,
fun. Yeah,
yeah.
even the bad ones are fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're
Oh
still.
yeah.
It's
Yeah. I mean, Mario is synonymous to video games, right? That's
Yes.
just
Absolutely.
he
I
always
mean,
will be.
the platformer genre was kind of cemented with that game. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
almost invented by that game.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
And you
it
can
was a
get fast
game.
too. It's speedy. There's little
Mhm.
secrets. There's power ups. It was
Yeah.
something you hadn't really seen in video games.
Yeah. I would have
Yeah.
to say, as far as Josh talking about Super Mario World, I still think to this day, and this is something I miss.
Mm,
I miss when we got pack-in games with our consoles. We don't get that anymore.
Nope.
And
yeah.
I still
You
think
get
that
a
Super
digital code.
Mario, I still think that Super Mario World is still the best pack-in game we ever got.
Hmm.
Oh, I absolutely agree.
I think Wii Sports is next to that because that was pretty damn fun too.
Well, the
But
Mario Duck Hunt combo, that's hard to beat too. The Mario
that's
Duck
great
Hunt
too.
combo
Yeah.
on the
Still a
NES.
Mario game,
You got two games.
Two games. You
You
don't
got
see that,
two.
especially back then.
Yeah.
That's
Unless
high
you're one of
tech.
those cool kids that got 3 games.
Three on one cartridge. Oh no,
Yeah. Yeah. That
unheard of.
was
No, that
yeah.
was
Wow.
the track and
Wow.
field as well. Was
Oh,
a
the three of them were on there.
yeah, and
Oh, that's right. There is a 3-in-1 combo.
yeah, dude, I
I
had that
Yeah.
as a
track
kid,
and
and
field
I don't
and
know what
Mario.
happened
Wow.
to it, and it's gone. And
Yeah, I
apparently, that's
remember
like a
that.
holy grail of Nintendo collectors.
Oh yeah,
Um,
it got sold at auction. That's what happened.
yeah, that's what
Yeah.
happened. Dude.
But yeah, Mario is just gonna stand the test of time. Movies and games and TV shows galore, and there's just been, we could do a whole podcast about Mario. We're not gonna do that, but like, we would have to be silly to not mention to
Yeah,
celebrate 40 years without talking
it's
about
turning 40
Mario.
this year. Yeah.
And I'm kind of hoping that we get some cool celebrations along the way.
Yeah,
I
it's a him, a
I
Mario.
miss.
You know,
I hope they
Then
bring back that Mario thing they did on the Switch for Mario 35,
I'm
where
excited
they,
for the new movie. There should be a new movie coming soon,
there should
right?
be a new movie coming soon. The movie was damn good too.
It was
Um,
definitely a big redeemer from the movie before.
let's talk about another one.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Tetris.
Tetris is Tetris
Is
also
Tetris?
from?
Tetris,
Okay,
yeah, it's created in 1985 by
I thought it was
Alexei
older. Okay,
Pajitnov. No.
yes,
Um,
from Russia.
yeah, it came out. Now I will say it didn't officially release in the United States until '88.
Okay. Maybe that's
But
why it didn't come up on my
right, but
search.
it did come out in the USSR
Yeah,
in
Way back.
1985. So it is 40
that's
years old
fine. There's
technically.
no borders. No
So
borders with video games. here.
Tetris has always been that game that throughout various courses of my life I've played. I've
Yeah.
went back to it, whether it's been on the Game Boy, OG Game Boy, or the NES version, or you know, playing, the variants of Tetris.
It was like the first like phone app style of game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I can just kill time for a minute real quick and
absolutely,
and then be done with it.
Yeah. And it just there's tons of ports. It actually has the Guinness World Record for the most ports and variants of any game ever made. Did you guys know that?
It's one of the best selling games of all time.
I don't doubt it at all.
3 years.
It's the second best
on a fucking chicken nugget.
It's the second best video game franchise of all time. Do you know what the best video game franchise of all time is?
Minecraft.
That's subjective, but what is it?
Mario.
I mean, I wouldn't disagree with that.
I mean, selling anyway. Sorry. Second highest gross. It's the second best selling. So we just talked about Mario. Mario is the best selling video game franchise of all time. Tetris is right after that. So there you go. So how about that? Two games that are 40 years old are the number one and number two best selling video game franchises of all time.
And that's a testament to how video games were made back then. Like,
dude, man, that's a great point.
It was just about the challenge.
Yeah.
There was nothing flashy about it. There wasn't deep immersive voice acting and soundtracks and graphics.
People didn't care about FPS.
Can you beat the challenge we made or not? Like that was it. Like here's a challenge. Figure out how to beat it.
Progressively gets harder,
And it gets so hard.
Yeah. And I'll say too, Bryce, you and I are celebrating 40 years of gaming, right? I mean, we've seen a lot that this industry has done, and you just mentioning that kind of broke my heart a little bit because it makes me miss. And I try telling, and I feel like I'm a dad. I try telling these youngins, but they don't understand me when I say that there was a time when the revolution, when they used to do shit for video games, it was cool. You get the power gloves, right? You had the fucking pad. You had the accessories, the gimmicks. I miss that shit. Now it's just like
risk and reward.
Yeah, it seems so dull now, right?
People are willing to take risks. Now everybody can make so much money off it now. They're making more money in Hollywood. So everybody's like, it's a methodical business plan. Like
there's easy
no
to
risk taken by the big companies.
It's easy to just copy and ship the same thing and make and knowing you're going to make about the same money, if not more, than it is to take a risk. And that's what I miss so much about back then gaming is.
Yeah. And indie developers kind of are reminiscent on that because they can develop with the tools that are cheaper, which are, things that are more old school or retro looking.
But I also think that the internet kind of ruined a lot of that too, because I posted this on Facebook. I miss the days of when, you have everybody now trying to figure out what the Switch 2 looks like. And I'm just like, ugh, I don't want to know. I want to be surprised. Right. And back then,
I want to see the commercial. I want to see them say the official thing.
And Josh, I know you're not 40, but you even understand. You're not that far away from us. Like you understand that like back then we didn't have to worry about people leaking things or spoiling stuff. When I was telling Raven the other night, I was like, you know what I miss?
I was on mute, by the way.
I miss going to a theater, and that's when I saw the trailer for a movie.
Yes.
Coming out. You remember that?
Yeah.
Like you go,
and then everybody talked about it at school because it wasn't on TV.
Yeah. But you went. Like I remember the first time I saw Jurassic Park. It wasn't from some dude named Jim on his YouTube channel. It was I went to the theater and they showed the trailer and they said it was PG-13. And I was like, I remember being a kid like, oh my God, this is cool as hell. Like you didn't see this shit on TV first. You saw it on the theater. Now, like they should, what did we just go see recently in theater? We saw something, but they've been showing the Superman trailer in theaters now.
Yeah. Oh man. I can't
and now it just sucks because you're just like, well, I already saw that. I would have loved for that first experience to have been in the theater.
Oh, I definitely watched it on my big TV.
Yeah, but as well as I do, it's not the same, man. Like we live in a world.
No,
now
I can't
where
wait to go see it at the IMAX next week.
We live in a world. we live in a world now where everything just can't be known when it's known. And it just makes me wonder what Nintendo's doing when everybody's basically already showed us the Switch 2, and they're just like, I hope it's not at all what anybody has seen. But outside of that,
it's not. There's something that's not being shown. You know what I mean,
there's
they
something
always
we don't
have
know about it. But
a
outside of
little
that,
gimmick up their sleeve.
with
I
40,
hope
yeah,
that they unveil the Switch
Is a
2,
magician.
and then we wake up and it's 1997 again, and we're playing Nintendo 64, and the Switch 2 isn't real, Brian, because you've talked about it coming out so much.
I just think that for me it's like, well, I haven't really talked about a whole lot, honestly. I mean, compared to other creators.
Well, no, like every
That's
couple
what we
months,
try to
like
do.
they're gonna unveil the Switch 2, and I'm like, no, they're not, Brian.
I just hope
Because
they never
I don't know,
are.
I'm not ready for the
They're
Switch 2.
never
I'm
gonna
not ready for the
unveil it.
Switch 2.
Well, I could talk about Half-Life 2 if that makes you feel better.
Don't talk about
Or
Half-Life 3. That's
3,
mean.
I mean, Half-Life 3.
Yeah.
But
2.5.
we've over the last 40 years of us gaming, Bryce, we've seen like
Mhm.
where the industry was and where the industry is. And I'm not gonna leave Josh out of this because he's up there with us too. You know, he's close. You're close enough. We round up on this show, so you're 42. But like,
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like it.
you've seen it. You know, you understand. Yeah, it's
You've seen
just
the
been
evolution of games and
the
game
evolution
culture,
in
and
front of us.
Oh, I was. Yeah, exactly. I was there too. You know.
But it's like, it's kind of a beautifully sad thing because we're like,
Mhm.
we went from being kids and the world is big, and that's just true to any child. And then living in, and then getting to grow up, all of us, in the best goddamn decade of all time.
Yeah.
I will always say the 90s is the best decade ever. No, there's no other decade that's been like it at all.
I agree.
And that's not just me being old. I said that when I was in my 20s too, man. Didn't matter. 90s is the best decade ever. And we really got to see where graphics were and where graphics are, where gameplay is what then and what it is now. And some of it's progressed, but a lot of it's regressed, right? Because now games don't even work half the time. You remember? I miss the old days when all we had to do was do that thing you're not supposed to do and blow in the cartridge, and it worked, right? Now you got to wait 3 weeks for a fucking patch, and I hate that shit. It's like,
they told you not to blow in it because they just wanted you to buy another one.
Exactly.
Like, oh, it doesn't work. I guess I'll buy another one. Turns out blowing it is the actual only remedy.
There's that Robot Chicken sketch where the Nintendo cartridge is like, hey, you're the new guy, right? Just when he goes to put you in, pull out your connector pin. Why would I do that? It would cause me to malfunction. Exactly.
Well, let's talk. Let's talk. Here's another one. I got one for you guys.
Okay,
right.
Bring it.
You guys ready for this one?
Mm-hmm.
So hold on. It's here we go. So this game was originally released in 1971.
Oh no.
And it was a text-based game.
Oh yeah.
And then it came out on the Apple II in 1985.
So we're talking about Zork?
The Oregon Trail, baby.
Oregon Trail.
The Oregon Trail. Holy shart.
40 years old.
Trail.
Yeah.
I love that game. But
That
not
game
enough
is so
to pay
fucking
$30
good.
for some remake of it.
Remake on the
Fuck that
third
remake.
gen console.
So that remake is free on like Apple Arcade.
Yeah.
Apple Arcade. Yeah, that remake sucks ass. It's terrible.
That's what I'm like. Why would I read the reviews
and they're selling it for like
nope.
$40 on the Switch. I'm like, don't buy that shit. If you want to play the Oregon Trail, play that one, the good one.
Get you an Apple II.
Get you an Apple II. But we talked about before we started this podcast, we were talking about cons we're going to go to and stuff. And I was telling the guys about Louisville Arcade Expo. And one of my wife, Raven, she's a part of our show and part of what we do here. You've heard her before on the show. Her favorite game is the Oregon Trail, one of them. And so she makes it a point every year because they have an Apple II set up at Arcade Expo. Yes, you put the disc in. Oh yeah,
floppy?
Bryce. Oh yes, son. They sure do. You take the disc.
Take me there.
Yeah, right.
Take me back to elementary school, man.
So good, dude. Right, dude.
With the Game Boy green and black screen.
Hey, Bryce, remember that thing called a computer lab? I do.
Yeah, where we just practice typing all day.
Where dreams
and then the last 20 minutes we can play solitaire or some
where dreams were made, and you have to play Math Blaster in between rounds of Oregon Trail. I remember
Number Muncher was my shit.
Sure was good. That was Pac-Man, right? That was the Pac-Man math game.
But you had to do like math equations. It was like
yeah. You had to
two,
bite down on the yeah.
I was top scorer on that everywhere I went.
Yeah. In between watching
They were programming
watching channel 1 on PBS. Do you guys remember channel 1 on PBS?
I remember watching it at school.
Tell me some of you guys remember watching that. I watched it at school.
Channel 1 at school.
Yeah, we watched it at school. Yeah.
Channel 1.
The Oregon Trail, man, this game, I think it's another historically iconic piece of video game history.
It's
without a doubt.
It should be in like the Hall of Fame if there was such a thing, like a gaming.
Should be a Hall of Fame. Is there no Hall of Fame of video gaming? I think there is, though. Actually,
there is.
There is. It's in California.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're in it. We're not in the Hall of Fame of. Are we considered in the Hall of Fame of gaming?
I mean, we're a card, so I thought that meant we were in it. Yeah.
The domain?
Yeah.
Nah, the next level. This podcast.
Oh, nice.
We are in the Walter Day trading card collection. We're not technically in the.
We're not in the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
We need to contact.
But
what do we do with this ring and jacket I had made? Fuck.
We are. Shut up.
We need to contact that guy. He's our next guest.
I think this was before. He's already been on our show before.
Yeah.
Right. We need him.
I think he was. I think it was. I think it had to do with like video gaming or something like that, but I can't quite remember. But yeah, it definitely had to do with something gaming related though. But yeah, we're in the historical Walter Day trading card collection. You can, if you see us actually at a convention near you, I'll bring some of our trading cards and I'll give them to somebody if you ask me for them. But you have to ask me for them, otherwise I won't give them to you. But there is actually a video game Hall of Fame, and there is, I forget her name, but she co-owns Pink Gorilla Gaming over in up in Seattle, Washington. And I think she's still. I think it's the World Video Game Hall of Fame is what she does. So yeah, but anyway, Oregon Trail. This is this may be every kid's first version of Dark Souls they played.
Yeah. 40 years of you have died of dysentery.
That's a hard fucking game.
I was just about to say Mark died of dysentery.
It's a hard fucking game. As a kid anyway. And it can be just as frustrating as an adult. If you don't know how this game works, you basically take a party of 5. You could name them. Some people named them Fart and other things.
Boogers.
Boogers. Yeah, I mean, and or your teachers, all the teachers you hated, which is what I used to do.
Die of dysentery.
And when you'd see Mrs. Black dying of dysentery, you're like, "Oh, that's such a shame."
That's so rad.
That's actually what
that's so fucking cool. So rad, dog.
Things are coming together.
I thought the most rad part of the game. I thought the most rad part of the game was writing whatever you want on the tombstone. And then it saved it to the disc, and then you would write Billy is a dick, and then Billy would get the power, and then he would see the stone. Like, that
was so high tech back then.
Yeah,
and then Billy saw the stone.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that was how we sent notes to people back. That's
beautiful.
How we sent notes to kids back in the day.
This is why we're celebrating Oregon Trail right now.
Couldn't wait, man. I used to be. I couldn't wait for little Jenny to find my gravestone so I could ask her to the dance.
That's great.
Will you
on your tombstone? Will you go with me to the prom?
Will you marry Merry me?
Merry Christmas.
Wait, I meant to ask. Wait, speaking of Mary, how is she doing? By the way, her tombstone's about 3 yards that way.
Yeah.
Wait till you find. Don't look at that one.
Don't look at that one.
No, we did that for real. That's what kids would do back in the day. They would
That's funny.
Shitty messages to each other
on the tombstones.
And like the teacher would find it, she'd have to delete all the fucking like save files.
That's funny. We
Life finds a way. Life
Oh,
finds
yeah.
a way. Life finds a way.
we had a whole bunch of different games, and I ended up playing Dr. Livingston, I presume. And
I
it
love
was
that game. Yes.
okay. So
Let's play
you're
that.
aware
Is that
of
the
it,
name
and
of the
it's not
game,
just
or is that
me.
what
Yeah,
you
that's
presume
what
the
it's
name
called.
of the
No,
game
it's
to
what
be?
it's called, Dr.
Called
Livingston, I presume.
Doctor. Oh my god! I just can't believe you.
I didn't know if I
unlocked-
presume was what you were
You
saying.
just-
Like,
You just
So-
I
unlocked
presume that's the name.
memories. Yes.
So think Oregon Trail,
It's
but
stupid.
instead of
It's stupid.
settling, you're conquering
You're
the
conquering
mythical. They don't even say where it is. There, it's just this really racist game where you're looking for a
It's
guy
bad.
named Dr. Livingston, and the whole
It's
point of the game
African
is you have to
Adventures.
African
I'll-
Adventures.
I'll-
Yeah,
Here,
I
Bryce,
presume
I'll
you're
send
him.
you-
Killing
I'll
everyone.
send you a picture of the box art. It's pretty bad.
Beautiful.
Is this it? Is this? No, this ain't it. It can't be it. There's no way. That's pretty bad.
Dr. Livingston, I presume.
It was actually made by the same people who did Oregon Trail. You know that, right? It was made by Met.
yeah. No, I figured it was like a sequel, like a
I
like
never
a, you know,
knew
in the
they
same
made
vein,
another
yeah.
game.
Yeah,
It was crazy.
Another
I remember-
historically accurate game.
I'll send it to you.
I
Bryce,
remember
right
I
now.
got the option to
On the
trade
chat.
bullion for guns. And I thought it was like bullion cubes, like you put in a soup, because I was in like first, second grade, and I had
Yeah,
just
that's
learned
what
about
I'm
that
thinking
shit.
right
So,
now.
yeah.
I put it
No,
in
no,
the
it's
I put it in our
gold
next level
bars.
group chat, by the way, if you guys want to check real quick.
Oh yeah,
Or it's in our next level
Um,
group chat. See how it looks
bullion
just
is
like
gold bars.
See how it looks
So-
just like the menu for Oregon Trail?
It does look like
Yeah.
Oregon Trail.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Yeah,
That's great.
yeah.
That
game.
that brings back some
Oh,
memories.
you
Wow.
just unlocked some shit for me. Thanks for that.
Yeah. But no, I remember
I've
like
never heard
I
of it.
married like some tribal chief's daughter and pissed them off, and they killed me, and like did all sorts of stuff. I'm like, I don't think I'm supposed to be playing this game, and they're
Did
like,
you
that's
say-
not Oregon Trail.
Did you say tribal chief, like as in our tribal chief? Oh no, wait, wrong.
We don't talk about wrestling here, Brian.
I am finding every single way this year to try to insert it indirectly into our conversation.
Phrasing, you know, and good luck, because I'm going to instigate it every time.
Oh, I hope you do. Please do.
I love wrestling. No, I've tried. Nobody at my new fucking job likes wrestling. Not a
Oh, now
single
we're
person.
talking, so now we're talking about that. But no, here's the.
No.
I think this is it. Here's the cover.
Dr. Livingston.
It's
presume.
so bad, dude. It looks like maybe it looks racist, but it's really just in Africa. But here it is, Bryce. I'll put it in the chat. There you go. It's in there
Beautiful.
now. That's it.
That's the book the game's based off of?
I think that's the book, or that might be the game. One of the two. But yeah,
Okay.
By Scormore?
yeah, it's weird.
Scormore. Yeah.
My
I
game,
wish.
my game that I played during computer lab was Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. That was
San
Yes.
Diego.
Where in the fuck is Carmen
Carmen
San
San
Diego?
Diego.
love that show too. Hell yeah, dude. Acapella every time, but
Rockapella.
a rockapella, my bad. Yeah, but yeah, I used
Don't
to love
you
that.
ever forget.
Do you guys remember? Did you guys ever see that game and like what it came with? You bought it.
No.
It came like with this stupid like Encyclopedia Britannica book that you needed to use. To, like,
What?
it was weird.
Some of the video game or the board
Yeah.
game?
The PC game, yeah.
Okay.
The
No,
Apple
I had a board game of it back in the day, which was
Then they
actually
made
pretty
Where in
fun.
Time is. Then they made Where in Time is Carmen. Oh, that was actually a fun one too.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
just,
Oregon Trail,
really
man.
was
What
down
a-
to the TV show. Yeah, Oregon Trail. That's
Oregon
what we were
Trail,
talking
man.
about. Oregon
What a
Trail.
game! What a
Oregon
game!
Dying
Trail.
of dysentery.
The wagon wheel fell off.
We're gone.
Okay, one last question about Oregon Trail.
All right.
Did you ever buy the bicycle at the very beginning?
There's no
I
bicycle.
don't even remember that.
to buy.
There's an option to buy a bicycle, and then if
What
you
are you
buy
talking-
it,
Are you mixing
They
it with
laugh at you.
Livingston?
maybe.
They laugh
I
at
think
you.
you're mixing it with the Livingstone game.
They laugh at you.
There's no.
remember-
There's literally no bicycle.
There's a bicycle.
There
I'm gonna
could
have to
be.
look into this
I
game.
mean, I
You are
haven't
alive.
played it in 30 years.
I mean, I went to a Kmart school system,
played it
so
like
it
not
was
long.
whatever non-licensed games we could get our hands on.
I grew up in Florida.
Yeah, there's
So I don't
there's
know what
literally
that means,
no
but
bicycle. I just looked this up.
It ain't
You are
good
alive.
from what I figured out.
There's
They
some
also made
game
a
that's just like
sequel.
Oregon Trail, where you can buy a bicycle at the beginning, and they laugh
we've
at you,
established-
and they
right,
throw.
we-
they,
Right. We
No,
established that Dr. Livingston, I presume, is essentially like that.
Maybe
yeah,
it was
so I don't know if it's that one, but if you get it, all of the people will laugh at you and they'll throw it overboard, and they'll be like, "Yeah, we just left it because it was weighing us down too much." That's absolutely silly. Who would want a bicycle?
right.
And it's like the most expensive thing you can get, and that's a memory that scars me is buying it the first time I played it and feeling fucking stupid. So if it wasn't the Oregon Trail, then who knows what stupid game it was?
It might have been a Ho Chi Minh Trail. But
That's funny shit.
that's funny shit.
Anyway,
All right.
so Oregon Trail, that was a game. That's a game that has to test
Turning
time,
40.
and it's gonna be 40 this year. That game that's a game I make a point to also try to play. I don't try to beat it. Raven tries to beat it. At
I mean,
Arcade
It's
Expo.
just
and
video
it's
games
fun.
being 40 at all, or even older, is just something to celebrate. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Another let's see what else we got here.
Yes.
Oh, here's one. Did you guys ever play Ghost and Goblins?
Yes. Hell
Oh,
yes.
yes. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
So I actually own a complete copy of that on NES.
Yes. I remember you showing me. Yeah.
That game is hard as shit.
It
It is
is
hard
very
as
hard.
shit.
I have never
Fuck
beat
that
that game.
game.
I've never
You
beat
know
know what?
why? Because it's an arcade game.
Mm,
Yeah, it's
The
tough, dude.
console games they make it a little easier, because they want everybody to have fun.
Mhm.
And the
Yeah.
arcade games, it's about put more quarters in, partner.
yep.
Well, even the console version is tough as fuck too.
It
It's
is.
hard.
Mhm.
I've never beat it. That's one of those games I don't think I'll ever beat. It's like it's not even worth my energy to
Right.
to emotionally invest because that's what you're doing in that kind of game. Is
Mhm.
do I want to have a bad day today? Yeah, let me play Ghosts and Goblins.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Fucking
Like,
yes.
But you
Do
get
I-
that
There is
little
a
bit of
reason I
comic
started
relief
cussing. Yeah.
when
Yeah.
you see him break through his armor and he's just down to his whitey tighties. You're like, oh, haha.
or
And
that's
then
kind of how I feel about Dark Souls. I'm like, why do you guys like punishment? Is that your kink? I'm not gonna shame you,
Right. Yeah.
but like, I mean,
It
maybe that's what
is.
you like.
It
I guess.
clearly is.
I don't know, man. What else we got here? Oh, this one. Here we go. Let's talk about Gauntlet.
Yes.
Gauntlet.
I
The
fucking
the
love
OG
Gauntlet.
the
The
OG
OG.
top-down RPG game.
Yep.
Four-player co-op
yeah,
arcade on one
four-player
screen.
co-op.
Mhm.
It was arcade. Yeah,
Ah,
play the shit out of Gauntlet, dude.
I
We're
love
talking
it.
Gauntlet.
Um,
We're talking Surge. We're talking Puff Cheetos. Uh,
Puff Cheetos,
the Puff Cheetos.
Cheetos Puffs.
I mean,
Mhm.
without Gauntlet, we wouldn't have Vampire Survivors. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we all like separately ended up playing that game. It's like, yeah, that game's pretty neat.
Yeah,
Because we all love Gauntlet. I mean, we
I
all played
fucking love
Gauntlet. It's
Gauntlet.
like Gauntlet on speed. It's like bing, bing,
Yeah.
bing, 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 and
Mhm.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful rendition
yeah.
or
Gauntlet.
ode to Gauntlet.
Gauntlet's it's so good. They did Gauntlet Dark Legacy later. The
Mhm.
arcade.
I played the fuck out of that one.
And then they did
Gauntlet Legends on
Gauntlet
Xbox,
Legends.
the original
Yeah.
Xbox. I played the hell out of that.
We
Mhm.
haven't had a new iteration of that game in over 10 years now. They haven't put out a new Gauntlet game since Gauntlet on the PS4 2014.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think it's high time.
Damn.
High time. Times are high.
Oh God.
We need a Gauntlet.
But it
But
needs
yeah,
to be exactly like Dark Legacy again.
Dark Legacy was so fucking fun.
Yeah.
Like, do you
Oh,
guys
man.
like Gauntlet Dark Legacy had the whole login system like NBA Jam because it was
Mhm.
made by Way also.
Yeah.
Which also made those games, NBA Jam and
Yeah.
NFL. And I remember being able to log in, and you use your initials and you had your character saved and your levels and everything. That was fun as fuck. Do you guys also remember some of the other arcade? They had newer models of that game,
Mhm.
and because it was on GameCube. And do you guys remember you could plug your GameCube memory card into it,
Absolutely.
the arcade,
Mhm.
and you could load up your mage or whoever, your warrior or whatever. Yeah. I never did that, but I seen people that did that, and I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah, I saw one and I was like, that's cool. They had it at Purdue.
Oh shit. That was the shit. That's what I'm talking about with innovation. Like that was cool. Like that's what I mean. Like that shit. You know, we don't have that shit now. Anything like that. But yeah, Gauntlet, man. Did you guys have any others before I rattle off some more that were turning 40?
I figured you had the list, so we just go off of what you said.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just didn't know if there was if
I mean,
I'll
throw out. I don't know if it's on your list, but
sure, go for it.
Paperboy.
Yeah.
Paperboy was
Paperboy. Ooh, man.
a big. I mean, it was a big challenge. It was a hard, challenging game, especially in arcade. But I remember playing it on 360. It was one of the arcade games, and I was like trying to get every achievement, and it was like so hard to beat that game. That game is another one that's like impossible to beat.
Yeah, the Paperboy is pretty tough.
I mean, we don't hear about it anymore lately.
They don't make any new ones for that.
No, but it was back in the day. I mean, that was one of the games.
You guys know what else turns 40 this year?
What?
Has to do with gaming. Rob the Robot.
Oh, that shitty thing? Yes.
Rob the Robot came out in October of 1985. So if you don't know what Rob the Robot is, I never had one. Did you guys have one ever?
No.
Okay. So Rob the Robot,
I had one.
It's actually ROB, which stands for Robotic Operating Buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Came out in October of 85. It was a game that it was a robot that you used to play other games like Elevator Action, I think was the one, and then Gyromite was the one that I remember anyway.
Yeah, Gyromite.
And how it worked was like in Gyromite, he had these little discs they had to move from like one side to the other. It was real slow. Like you had to wait all day. I never played with Rob, but I saw videos. I know like Angry Video Game Nerd did a really funny Rob the Robot episode.
Sure.
And then there was one called like Stack Up, I think was the last game. And you had to like stack the different colored disc in a certain pattern. He was $50, or it was $50 when it came out. Damn.
Which back then that was a lot.
That was a lot of money back in the day.
Yeah.
But Gyromite, it wasn't Elevator Action, sorry, it was Stack Up. So it's Gyromite and Stack Up. And he had to be like right in front of the TV because he used flash commands like the Zapper did, because his eyes were essentially made from the same material that was used in the Zapper to do the flashing on the screen.
Right.
That's how he worked. And he was weird to control. I've seen Rob in person several times at like different shows I've been to, like gaming expos and stuff, but I've never played it. I'd love to try it out sometime. That'd be kind of funny to see how he works and stuff.
They don't say fun. It's not fun.
No fun, but yeah.
Yeah, funny.
But let's see. We got what do we got here? Oh, we got to talk about Duck Hunt, man. We talked a little bit about the two games in one, but we didn't talk about
the combo. Yeah,
man, Duck Hunt, man. I wanted to shoot that damn dog so many times.
Yeah, where is the Duck Hunt remake where we can just like
blast
see his brains explode?
Right.
I mean, that's where we're at today,
that's
right?
I mean, there's people out there that's going to be like, "Oh, you can't see that. That's a dog. I love dogs. Don't be hurting dogs."
I'm going to call PETA
fuck
on you.
That particular dog. That particular dog knows what it did. It started it. He's stood on business, and it's going to get the repercussions of it. Yeah,
he's laughing at you in front of the cameraman,
laughing at you,
and whoever's shooting the disc out.
Motherfucker's going down.
Yeah, the game was fun, but you know what? Here's what's weird. Was anybody else here more of the guy that played the clay shooting part of the game than they did the actual Duck Hunt part of the game?
No, I mean I did play the clay shooting, but
I like the clay shooting part.
But yeah, I did. Yeah, I mean it was different.
The clay shooting was cool. Yeah.
But I feel like we all did the duck hunt the most.
Oh, for sure. The
absolutely.
duck hunt was where it's at. It
Mhm.
just you just get so pissed. And then I didn't even realize until later as an adult that if you had a second controller, the other person could control the ducks. And I was like, what? I could have just
Oh, right. You
cheated.
can make them go
I could
left,
have
right,
just
left, right.
cheated
Yeah.
and made
Thing.
and made it go into my gun the whole time.
I forgot
The
about
whole
that.
time.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. That's just ridiculous to me.
It's
Um,
ridiculous.
I
so
do have
not a,
one more, but
yeah, go for it.
I mean, Space Harrier. You guys remember Space Harrier?
Yeah, that was the one where you went up and down, right?
Yeah, like a
Mhm.
blonde hair guy in blue jeans
Yeah.
and a red jacket,
Oh yeah,
just shooting up and down, left and right
you bet I do.
on Sega. I think it was Sega Genesis in arcade.
Sega.
It was. It's a Sega game. Yep.
It was even in
Oh, yeah.
Shenmue, I
It
believe.
was in
It was
Shenmue.
the
Yeah,
same.
Space
It was the
Harrier.
same guy that made Shenmue. Was the guy that made a bunch
It's
of those
also in
old arcade
the.
games.
It's also in the Yakuza games.
Is it really? Nice.
Oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
haven't played any, but Space
Yeah.
Harrier was a lot of fun, fast paced, good music, cool arcade style, and it looked great for 85. I mean, it was bright colors, high
Yeah.
frame rate.
No doubt. No doubt. So we're forgetting the most important thing of all.
Oh,
This is the
most
40th
important game
anniversary
of
of
them all.
this is the 40th anniversary of the NES itself. You know that, right?
Of the NES itself. That's why all these
Right.
games are turning 40. Ta-da!
See what we did there?
Mario was a launch
So
title.
so the NES came out. So technically, it came out first in Japan. But hey, it's 40 years. We're going to celebrate it here.
Yeah.
It was released in October of 1985. And obviously, it launched with the games we just mentioned, Mario and Duck Hunt. Little history. I like to do these kind of things. The reason why it was redesigned, because if you guys don't realize, or maybe you've never seen a Famicom in person,
Looks
Famicom looks
totally
vastly different.
Mhm.
The reason why they wanted the console Hiroshi Yamauchi wanted it to look the way it does in the US is because they wanted it to look like a VHS player.
It did.
Because
They did a good
they
job.
they wanted it to resemble something that people already were familiar with or may have already had in their home.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
That's
the
why they make money,
Famicom,
because they're smart.
they're smart as fuck. The Famicom, which stands for Family Computer,
Mhm.
is a top
Yeah,
loader,
yep.
right? It's a top loader. Well, we would get a top loader later. That was the next one, the Super Nintendo, right? So they wanted to do something that was more like people are used to putting VHSs in. So let's make our first console kind of like something they're already doing now. So they wanted people to be in the habit of that we were already in the habit of putting a VHS in. So they wanted the other thing that people to be recognized was to put a cartridge in that way. So that's why they did that. It's also the only console I want to make still to this day, 40 years later, to release with a light gun. There has never been a console since the NES to be packed in and released with a light gun. Do you know that?
With
That's
a
the kind of
gun.
stuff I never think
You
about.
can just
With a
take out
gun.
light and just say gun.
With a gun.
Light gun.
With a gun for your kids to
This
play with.
console comes with a gun.
You know, you would think that would be the most American thing to do now, right? Is like make a console with
Yeah.
a gun put into it.
Some
Like-
some certain candidate would probably endorse that.
Oh God, stop. but on maybe I don't know. Maybe we're
I'm
on
coming
a
out
kick,
with my own console.
we're on a kick we're on a kick with American made products now. Maybe they'll be the USA console and it'll be all red, white, and blue, and it'll come with a American flag looking gun. There's a light gun.
Yeah.
Dumb shit like that we do now.
A sniper rifle.
A sniper rifle.
Like the super scope.
The super scope. Anyway, Of course, the NES is what saved us from the video game crash in 1983.
Yep.
It was a time when it was not a good time for video games. I feel like we're kind of getting back to. I feel like
It's
we're kind of
been a
getting
good
back,
time ever since, I feel like.
and I feel like we might be going back to those dark ages again soon.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Too many corporations
Is that how
putting
this works?
their
Every 40
greedy
years,
finger in there.
is that how it works? Every 40 years, it's kind of like when the shadow
40
moon
years of
rises.
plague.
When the blood moon comes out once every 40 years, it's when it all goes to hell. So maybe we're about to be having this again. That's when America console gets released and saves the day,
The
brother.
Switch 3.
Anyway, yeah, we're gonna skip the 2 and make it 3. They should do that. Like, remember how they did it with Windows? They did like Windows
Yes.
11, but they did Windows. What was it? Windows, like they skipped 9 and went straight to 10. Maybe Nintendo Switch's plan is, ha ha ha, it's Switch 3, motherfucker. And they're like,
Right.
what?
Switch Alpha.
Switch 3. Everybody's like, wait, but where's 2? That's the fun part. Ha ha.
No, they're going Switch Alpha.
Yeah. They're just gonna name it 2.
We're going retro.
They're just gonna name it 2.
Yeah.
They're just gonna name it 2. It's not even gonna be Switch.
Or what if they did it like
2.
they called it Switched with ED, like
Switched.
Nintendo
Yes.
Switched.
They're gonna call it the Nintendo Switch Wii. That's something stupid like that.
They're gonna be like the Nintendo Wii switched to Xbox or PlayStation,
It's the Switch U.
Nintendo.
It's the Switch U.
or
It's
the
called the
Nintendo Wii
Nintendo.
switched to Steam Deck.
It's the Switch U. We're naming it after our worst console we ever made.
Yeah, Switch U too.
Switch U. Oh yeah, Switch U too. Mother.
Switch you and the horse you switched in on.
Switch me, switch you.
That's what they should just do. They should just add like the last year's console name to the new name.
Maybe it is going to be Switch U.
Because they did that with Nintendo. They had the NES and they had Super NES. So then
Switch
they should
U actually kind of rolls off the tongue pretty good.
And they should have done the Super NES, Nintendo 64, and then just like kept,
The Super Switch.
The Super. It's the Super Duper Nintendo.
Super 64.
Super Duper Nintendo. Somebody said they'll call it the Super Nintendo Switch. I'm like, they won't do that. That'd be cool. They won't do that. That'd be kind of dope.
Maybe they'll do.
But the NES has sold 61.91 million units. It's one of the best-selling consoles of all time.
And that probably doesn't count for all the like retro console
malls.
Well, you know how they make like, oh, here's a little tiny NES now. You know what I mean? With all the games packed into it, that doesn't probably count towards NES sales.
No.
Or, where people are like, okay, I'm just going to pack it all into one little thing.
No, not at all. They finally they stopped. No fucking way. Hold the phone.
Stop the presses.
I'm going to ask you guys a question. This is going to be fun. What year do you think they discontinued the NES in America?
The production of it?
Yes.
95?
Yeah. Spot on. Yeah. Now, what year did they discontinue production of it in Japan?
Ooh.
Don't look.
I'm not. I'm just going off the top. Like 98, 2000, maybe somewhere a little.
2000,
I imagine it was a little later.
2003. What? Can you believe that?
What?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, brother. 2003, my dude.
Almost. I mean, it's a Japanese company, a Japanese product. They know their Japanese market.
Dude. Almost 20 years after it came out, they were still producing. It's insane to me.
And what,
85 to 2003. Yeah, buddy.
I mean, but years like after America stopped too. You know what I mean? Like
that's a lot of time after America stopped. Yeah.
There is a much larger population, maybe. I guess.
Yeah.
Has to be a factor.
So let's see. We some more fun facts. They were gonna do a cassette drive for it, so it would play VHSs. They were gonna do a few wireless controllers for it, which is weird to think about in the 80s. Wireless anything, kind of weird.
They were using
They were
the
not
infrared
good. They
sensor.
sucked.
Yeah, you had to point it right at it.
mhm. The NES had 17 launch games, so we had 10-yard fight, baseball, Clue Clue Land, Duck Hunt, Excite Bike, Golf, Gyromite, Hogan's Alley, not that one. Ice
That's
Climber,
big.
Kung
That's
Fu,
big.
Pinball, Soccer, Stack Up, Super Mario Brothers, Tennis, Wild Gunman, and Wrecking Crew. I believe that's probably the most launch games for any console still. By the way, 17.
That's a lot. A lot. Most of them sound like garbage, but all you really need is
Yeah.
Mario.
I mean,
But
yeah,
still-
you just needed to find a couple of
And-
games.
yeah, you had
And
the
it's
game.
worth it. And it's worth it after
Yeah,
that.
you had the
you know.
game. You needed nothing else. You didn't need anything. You had
Well,
the
and
game.
then the next few years after that, you're getting bangers after that, like The Legend of Zelda and
Zelda was like a year later.
Castlevania, Contra.
Actually, 86. So next year when we do this again, because I think we should do this again, we're going to be celebrating Zelda and Metroid.
Yeah,
Because that's 40
and Castlevania.
for that. Yeah. But
Dragon Quest.
yeah, they discontinued the Famicom in 2003. The last manufactured Famicom was on September 25th of 2003.
Okay.
Sweet. Nintendo offered repairs for the Famicom all the way up until 2007. That's crazy.
Wow.
20 years later.
That is
Because
crazy.
those things are probably worth so much. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And getting it repaired in 2007, like, yeah, can I get one more repair so I can go sell this for like 10 grand or
Right. Yeah. Just insane.
Well, it just shows you
A
Nintendo's
fantastic console. It does show Nintendo's craftsmanship, ingenuity, and honestly, it
and
sets
just
a tone.
devotion to the customer. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
they are, I don't know, they don't seem like corporatized like a lot of the
Yeah.
bigger game companies. They're
And it
about
kinda set
making
the
fun stuff
tone.
for the fan.
It kind of set the tone for innovation because they included a light gun, a gun with it.
Hmm
Oh yeah,
And then
peripherals.
from there
They've
on, it
always
was
been
like,
about
what would they
the
do?
little
You know?
gimmick stuff,
Mhm. Peripherals.
Yeah.
3DS.
I will say what I liked about the Famicom was the Famicom. If you've ever seen one, which if you come down to Louisville Arcade Expo this year, you'll get to see one. They
You will.
have one
Never
every
seen it in
year.
person. I've always
They
wanted to.
I actually prefer the Famicom over the NES.
Mhm.
The Famicom actually has holders for your controllers to go. They're built into the console, which is pretty cool.
Sorry,
I
I was
just like-
muted on accident. That's the one thing I thought was the coolest about the Famicom design was the little controller holders.
Yeah,
Look,
they
that goes right there.
attach to the side. Yeah, they just go right there.
Nobody's been bold enough to do that since.
No.
Maybe they'll bring it back for the
so-
Switch too.
That's true. Well, guys, I think that's all the time we're going to have today for this episode. As we take a look back at games and a console, the most iconic console probably of all time. Turning 40 this year. It'd be interesting to see what Nintendo does to celebrate that. Maybe we'll get whatever the new Switch is going to be called or whatever it is. Maybe we'll get an NES version of that. It'd be kind of cool. Kind of design it
That would
Like
be
that,
very
maybe.
cool.
in some way. But we want to appreciate all of you for listening to our podcast. And thank you guys so much for taking the time to do exactly that. We'll see you guys next week for another brand new episode of The Next Level. Until then, take it easy, guys. We'll see you.
Peace.
Adios.